Uh-oh. Oh no. Well, camp number 2 is possibly underway. Possibly. So much for balance. Okay, this is going to be a bit trickier than I thought, but we'll get used to it. We always do. Out in the middle of Derwent water and peace and quiet. Absolute peace and quiet. This is plan B. It's not a bad plan if I do say so myself, but as you can see, I've got my camping gear on. And we shall see how it goes. Let's hope we don't have rough water tomorrow. No one else around. Absolute peace and quiet. Holding on to my paddle. And we're back. St. Herbert's. This is where you need to start looking, try and look under the water if possible, because you know that any moment you could hit a rock and that could be the end. Slight course correction. Yeah, I think we're about there. Yeah. Oh. There we go. There we go. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. Whoa. Whoa. Ow. That's enough. That's enough. We are back. There we go. We can do it. I nearly made it. And now I'm going to switch you to the GoPro Hero 9. That's heavy. My poor paddleboard. Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Paul. This is It's a Camping Thing, and you join me for my second ever wild camp. Yes, I can't believe I'm actually here again. This is St. Herbert's Island in the middle of Derwent water in the Lake District, not that far away from Keswick. Now, I was here in May, it's September right now, and I was here in May for my birthday, and I did my first ever wild camp just a couple of 100 yards in that direction. Now, for that particular camp, I used the Nature Hike Cloud Peak 2, but for this particular wild camp, I wanted to change things up a little bit, so I've decided to bring a different tent. Now, in preparation for this trip, I tried out 2 different tents, the Vango Banshee 200 Pro and the Vango Banshee 300 Pro, which is slightly larger or wider version of the 200. And I brought both with me on this trip. Now, the 300 is back at the campsite in my car, which means I brought my Vango Banshee 200. It's actually in that bag up there. And the reason why I decided on the 200 as opposed to the 300 is because yesterday, or was it the day before? Probably the day before. Time flies so quick here. I was inflating my kayak, which has got a lot of room in the back, a lot of place where you can store your gear and that. I noticed there was a puncture. And as much as I tried to repair that puncture by using some special PVA glue, I think it's some weird sort of glue. I wasn't 100% with it. I wasn't 100% confident that it was going to let me down. Luckily for me, I purchased a paddle board a few weeks ago. Here's my paddle board paddle. So I decided, rather than risk it with a kayak that could potentially have a puncture, I thought I'd use the paddleboard. Now the paddleboard, I'm not going to be able to store anywhere near as much gear on that paddleboard as I could with a kayak. So I had to significantly reduce the amount of kit that I was going to bring to the island. It's about maybe 1.5 miles paddling from the north shore of Derwentwater to St Herbert's Island. So again, I was just trying to play it safe a little bit. So yeah, I brought the Vango Banshee 200 Pro, and I've had to limit my kit down because obviously, as I say, the storage on the paddleboard as opposed to the kayak is significantly reduced. So there we go, my first ever wild camp. Really, really, really looking forward to it, and I hope you join me for it. The only thing I don't like about the Banshees, they don't really blend into the surroundings at all. And this seems to be something that a lot of people say exactly the same thing. They don't blend in. Well, the tent is pretty much laid out exactly how I need it to be. I'm not going to bother with guide ropes because I just don't see any reason why it needs to be, unless there's a big storm that breaks out in the middle of the night, which I'm unaware of at this point. Then I don't see a reason for it. So I'm going to leave it as is and just fill it full of kit. Okay, full map. If nothing else, to protect my sleeping pad. Do that there. Oh, well then. Job done. So that's there. And you need a sleeping pad. You need something to sleep on that's going to be a little bit comfortable. So I use my Oostbolt, and we've got a pump sack as well. Hello folks, it's just gone 7:54 on the nose actually. 7:54 at night. It's been a really long day for myself. I was up at about 4:30, 5 o'clock at the campsite. The ducks and the geese were really wah, 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 at it, and that's my impression of a duck. Just so you know, Oscar-winning duck performance. So it's been a long day. Time here just seems to go by so quickly. It's incredible. I don't know whether it's because I'm enjoying it or what, but yeah, time here just seems to go so quickly. So yeah, it got dark really quick. I thought, you know what, I'm not going to have anything to eat. I went to the chip shop earlier, and I don't really want anything to eat. I've got my Jet Bull Zip with me. I've got my food, and to be honest with you, none of it really appeals at the minute. I spent most of the afternoon in a pub. I'm surprised I made it here really, but there we go. Story for another day. But thankfully I don't act silly when I've had a few. So yeah, I'm in the Vango Banshee 200 Pro, and to be honest with you, I'm just going to get my head down in a minute. I'm really tired. The tent's up. This is my second ever wild camp. I'm going to enjoy it, and I've got my earplugs with me because I know the fact the geese and the ducks will be at it again in the morning. Yeah, it's bit of a strange feeling to be back, to be doing this all over again. But this is the first time the Vango Banshee 200 Pro, for me, has actually been out with the garden. So it's not a virgin tent anymore. But yeah, size seems about adequate, although a lot of it is outside. All the dry bags and the paddle boards obviously outside. Yeah, anyway folks, I'm gonna get my head down because I am really tired, and I shall speak to you in the morning before I set off back for the campsite. Teddy bye. Well, good morning. It's just gone, well, 7 o'clock on the nose. It is September the 15th, 2022, and I've just done my second wild camp. And I wasn't quite as looking forward to it this time as I was the first time. I think the first time was like getting all that preparation done and actually doing it for the very first time. I think you always can remember the first time. This time was kind of like, well, I need to keep doing it. I need to keep going and doing it and try different tents like this, the Van Gogh Banshee 200. But last night I slept okay, slept really well for the first few hours, and then I saw a white light sort of streaming across the tent like someone had got a torch. And I thought I was on the island all by myself, but it turns out that's possibly, I say possibly, not the case, because when I got out for a wee, maybe 3 o'clock in the morning, you can't see anything. I mean, literally, you cannot see anything. It's just tree trunk, and then darkness. But yeah, I slept okay. The only trouble was, this tent is not very long. I'm 5'8", 5'10", I'm not sure which. And when I tried to stretch out, I felt like I was getting a little bit of cramp in my legs. I wanted to stretch out, and then I was like pushing one against the tent, and then my head was pushing on this end, and probably that's the reason why I'm so follically challenged, having tents pushing against my head every so often. But yeah, I kind of tossed and turned for a couple of hours, and I say it was the white light that kind of woke me up, and then I struggled to get back to sleep after that for a while. But I feel all right, feel good. As I say, that's my second wild camp done. Wasn't quite looking forward to it after the first one, but I did it, and I'm happy I did it, and it's just lovely to be out here again. It feels so natural. And then one thing about wild camping as well, because you've got to set up late and then leave early, leave no trace, it feels like a lot of planning, a lot of work for very little, in a way. And there's that time that you are doing wild camping, it seems so fleeting, it just seems to go by in a heartbeat. Yet, that heartbeat, there's parts that you remember, like the bird song now, and that fresh, oaky smell that I can smell right now. It's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, I love it. I really do. And the fear of wild camping and that, I don't know. When I went out for a wee earlier and it was pitch black and I couldn't see, it doesn't bother me. Well, there we go. That's my my 2 pence worth of advice. It's just nothing to be afraid of, and you've just got to do it. Right, folks, I need a cup of coffee and I need to get packed away and then get back on the paddleboard towards Keswick. So I shall see you outside for a coffee. Oh. Morning. Second wild camp done. Right, time for that coffee. Really need one this morning. It was kind of a bit of a patchy night's sleep, so a bit of caffeine. I need some caffeine. Jet buzz it. Uh-oh. Oh no. I got my jet ball zip. I've got my gas canister. Burner. But what I didn't bring, even my cup. I brought my cup, X-cup, yeah? Didn't bring any coffee. Oh no. Oh well, I'm gonna have to go without. I brought some meals, but to be honest with you, I'm not really that hungry, if I'm honest. I can't believe that. I even brought a cup, but didn't bring the coffee. Luckily, I've got a soft drink. Before I do pack away, there's just one little thing. If you found this video in any way helpful, maybe entertaining, please consider liking, leaving a comment and subscribing to the channel and clicking on that bell icon to be notified of all future video releases. It really does help the channel moving forward. We're actually approaching about 900 subscribers at the moment, which is just phenomenal. And to each and every one of you who has kindly subscribed, I just want to thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. This all started with me making home videos of my trips away to places just like this, and it just blows my mind, and it encourages me to work harder, to try more things, to venture to places like this. It's just incredible. So to everyone who has subscribed, thank you very much. It means the world to me. And if you have found this video in any way helpful, maybe entertaining, for whatever reason, then please consider subscribing to the channel. It really does mean a lot. Thank you very much for your time, and I'm going to get packed away. Time's ticking on. Packed. Now, the original bag that the Vango Banshee 200 came in, it just wasn't really adequate, really. I needed to make the pack size smaller to get it inside my dry bag. So I've got an Exped pump sack here, which you can basically just squeeze all the air out of. And you can make the pack size about 25–30% smaller than what it would have been otherwise if it had been its original bag. As I say, every bit of space helps, really. And when you're limited with a paddleboard, like that, as great as it is, and I'm not knocking it, you are limited for storage. So this actually came in handy. It was a good idea. And I say, all we do with this is, it looks rude, but there you go. Squeeze all the air out. Roll it down. Squeeze. The more air I can get out, the easier it's going to be to pack. Takes a bit of effort though. And just seal that off, that when we're pushing the air out. Don't want the air rushing back in again. And that, folks, is the tent. Okay. You've got the bag for the sleeping bag. Slide that down there. Poles. As I say, I'm really in a bit of a rush now. And go in there. Along with the mallet. Jet bore zip. Didn't use it. Bit of a shame. That's all in there like that. And then that can be that one sealed up. Sorry if I sound out of breath. I am actually out of breath. I'm really rushing to get this packed away. So realistically, I've got my car keys. Don't want to get to the campsite and then realise I left my car keys. Right, time for me to get changed, and for that you're gonna have to just give me a minute. And there we go, all changed. Now I've got my wetsuit on, my buoyancy aid, and all my clothes are in another air sealed bag. Shoes, just got to get them in the dry bags. And that's one trip. now I need to go and get the paddle board, the paddle, the electronic bag that's going to go around my waist. Yeah, so another couple more trips. See you later. Right, well that's the last trip done. Now that all remains me to do is just check the area, make sure I've left nothing behind. Leave no trace, folks, leave no trace. Also as well, it's good because the last thing you want to do is get back to your location, like your car, maybe your other campsite, and realise the fact that you've just left something behind, and that's not good. Plus, it's just respectful of the environment that we all want to have a look at for ourselves, and we want to see it in its natural habitat. Last thing we want to do is see someone else's rubbish. So leave no trace, folks. Just making sure that there is nothing, absolutely nothing around. Maybe nothing, absolutely nothing, which is good, all good. I'm leaving the environment as I found it, which is a good thing. So I've done my bit. Still going. Right. Just need to attach the skeg. This means that the paddleboard goes in a straight line through the water. I don't recommend doing that. So yeah, that keeps the tracking correct. Okay, we've got nothing left behind. I had another check. Got the skeg on. 3 bags, pump. Time to go to the water. I know it's going to be cold, but I've got to go out deep enough so the fact that I know, wow, that is cold. It's not going to mess too bad with the skeg. It's probably about here actually. A bit deeper. But I also don't want the board going out into the middle of the lake. This is the bit I really don't like. So I've got to somehow feed them under those bungees. So the paddle will actually float. And pump through this thread through there, like that. Job done. There's only one thing left to do really, and that is there's a leash which is all matted up because I was silly and didn't do it the right way. That's the leash on. If I fall off, then the paddleboard is not going to go out into the distance and I've got to go and swim after it. Hoping that is not the case. Oh, there's a boulder there. Again, just trying to avoid all the boulders. Be about knee-high deep. One final look onto the board. Get away from that rock. go. Seem a bit uneven. Balance myself a little bit better. And that's that. Takes me a few minutes just to balance myself. You see, it's quite wobbly. There it is. Which I swam out to the other day. I've got to be careful I don't hit it. Sometimes it's seen better days, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna run around.